With rippling muscle, razor-sharp tusks, and a birth rate faster than lightning, feral hogs have become every American farmer's worst nightmare, costing more than $2.5 billion every single year. Once just another shadow in the woods, they are now public enemy number one, ripping open cornfields, bulldozing irrigation pipes, and punching through fences like living battering rams. From the dusty plains of Texas to every corner of the South, a full-scale war is raging. Rifles, helicopters, high-tech traps. This is the fiercest wildlife battle in American history. But the story isn't only chaos and destruction. It's also ingenuity, survival, and turning disaster into dinner. The beast that tore up the land is about to land on plates nationwide. From ruined fields to five-star restaurants, this is the untold journey of America's feral hog. Buckle up. In just 20 years, their numbers exploded into the millions. More than 9 million wild hogs now roam free across the lower 48. A biological army shredding crops, forests, and wetlands. Every year, they wipe out billions of dollars, uproot plants, suck the soil dry, and drive native wildlife to the brink. So where did this storm come from? Rewind 500 years. 16th century explorers Christopher Columbus, Hernando de Soto, brought domesticated pigs to the New World. Easy food, tough survivors, bred like crazy. A few escaped. A few more were turned loose on purpose. Fast forward to the 1800s, rich sportsmen imported giant Eurasian boars for trophy hunts. Mix the two bloodlines and boom, you get a super hog, bigger, meaner, hungrier. They look clumsy, slow, harmless. Don't believe it. A charging boar hits 25 miles an hour, faster than your morning jog. Corner one, and it doesn't back down. It charges. Curved ivory tusks, 200 pounds of muscle. It can gut you in seconds. Adult males stand 3 feet at the shoulder, tip the scales between 130 and 220 pounds. Females carry shorter, hidden blades deadly when the piglets need protecting. And the reproduction rate? Biologists call them the fastest breeding invasive mammal on Earth. Kill fewer than 70% every year, and the population doubles. One sow drops 10 to 12 piglets per litter, sometimes twice a year. Today, more than 30 million feral hogs roam the planet. Put them shoulder to shoulder, and they'd need a chunk of land bigger than the entire state of Texas just to feed. At night, they rise from the shadows, living bulldozers. They plow through corn, uproot sugarcane, and trash irrigation systems it took farmers months to build. Lush green fields turn into moonscapes overnight. Worse, they remember. They learn safe routes, return again and again, and teach their young the best buffet in town. One sounder can erase an entire harvest before sunrise. It's not just crops. They eat chickens, newborn calves, and spread killer diseases: leptospirosis, hepatitis E, African swine fever. Relentless, intelligent, devastating. Humans don't se rendre easily. Weapon number 1, firearms. Sounds simple until you're facing hundreds of ghosts, dashing through fog and thicket, vanishing in a heartbeat. Even pro hunters miss. Night vision, thermal scopes, suppressors, drones, still not enough. Noise laws, no-shoot zones, and red tape turn every hunt into a logistical nightmare. Every missed shot means another ravaged field, another doubled herd. Against an enemy that breeds faster than bullets fly, a rifle suddenly feels like a toy. Farmers tried fences, chicken wire, wooden posts, plastic mesh. Epic fail. Hogs learn in hours. One trapdoor that snaps too soon. The whole sound of ghosts that spot forever. They don't just survive, they expand. To be a genius, you have to think like one. Understand their trails, their clocks, their cravings. One wrong move and you wreck the ecosystem you're trying to save. Small box traps? Cute. Real hog traps are called corral traps. 30 to 40 feet across, 5 feet high, built like a bank vault. Big enough to slam the door on 15, 20, even 30 hogs at once. Too small and the escapees educate the rest. Game over. Even locked inside, they don't quit. They slam steel walls until welds snap. A 200-pound boar can bend quarter-inch pipe and shred chain link like tissue. Every bolt, every seam, every hinge is triple reinforced because the second that gate drops, all hell breaks loose. Location is 60% of victory. Hogs travel the same invisible highways every night, 8 p.m. to 4 a.m., from forest cover to open fields. Set the trap where soil is torn up, mud wallows glisten, or a narrow choke point funnels the herd. That's their interstate. Next phase, seduction. Turn cold steel into the hottest diner in the county. Locals brew hochkrak, dry corn, sour milk, flat soda, stale beer, and strawberry jam left to rot for 5 days. The stench carries 2 miles on a damp breeze. Scatter bait in a trail that creeps deeper every night. Building trust, one mouthful at a time. Some bury it 8 inches deep so the herd digs longer, triggering ancient instincts. For 7 straight nights, the gate stays wide open. No noise, no lights. Pure patience. Then the golden moment. 70 to 90% of the sounder is inside. Cameras and motion sensors whisper, "Now." Gate drops. 3 seconds of silence. Then a explosion of squeals, mud, and fury. Steel screams. You have 60 to 90 minutes before stress cracks the trap, or a monster boar finds the weak spot. Response team rolls in, tranquilizers ready. Corral traps cost 5 times more than backyard cages and need cameras, solar panels, cell signal. But when the dust settles, the payoff is biblical. 1 night, 1 trap, 30 hogs gone, and a farmer sleeps without nightmares. The story doesn't end at the trap. Captured hogs ride climate-controlled trailers. To USDA-inspected plants. Every step follows the book. First, humane stun, double-checked by inspectors. Every carcass tested for brucellosis and pseudorabies. No assembly line here. Each hog is different. Hand butchered by craftsmen who treat muscle like marble. Within minutes of field to cooler, meat chills to 35 degrees Fahrenheit, locking in freshness. The payoff? Deep red, firm, wild flavor, less fat, more iron, a whisper of pine smoke. Chefs call it the taste of the woods. 3% fat versus 14% in factory pork. 0 antibiotics, 0 growth hormones. Just Mother Nature's blueprint. Price tag? 50% higher than supermarket pork. But the paradox is delicious. The more we crave the wild, the harder we hunt, trap, and cash in. A simple supper becomes a moral quiz. How much is enough? When does dinner become plunder? If this story made you think twice about tonight's barbecue, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and share it with every friend who loves bacon, because the wild still has a million untold stories waiting for ears brave enough to listen.